Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Mining Disrupt News Surge for Monday, May 5th, 2025. I gotta make a quick change. There we go. That's right. Mining Disrupt is heading to Texas, the Dallas Irving area, the Irving Convention Center, November 11th through the 13th. This will be Mining Disrupt's 8th event, the 8th expo in as many years. And the aim is to do these not quite every 6 months, but about every 9-ish months. The main thing here with the Mining Disrupt expos are to bring people in the mining industry together. Now, if you're an outsider, you're curious, you just want to know what the mining's all about, maybe you're interested in dipping your toes in, there's absolutely space and a place for you as well. I'm going to be talking about something a little bit later on that is a massive, massive clue as to what is coming down the pipeline. I'm going to reveal a little bit more about midway through and then really drive it home towards the end of this. Stay tuned, because this is a big, big clue as to the monetary change that we are going through right now. Considering we're heading to Texas in about 6 months from now, this is standing to be the biggest ever. Texas is the de facto home of mining in the United States, and it's looking only like it's going to get bigger. Now, before I go any further, please remember that everything I say here is for entertainment and education purposes only. This is not where you come for financial advice. The Mining Disrupt Expo, as I was just talking about, is the hands down best place to go to get plugged in. Sorry, I had to. The mining industry. If you want to know what's happening at the ground floor, if you want to know what people are doing, what the movers and shakers in the industry are up to, this is where you go. If you're interested in partnering with us as a sponsor, absolutely reach out via the website, miningdisrupt.com. If you're interested in going as a sponsor, somebody that wants to participate, if you want to have a booth there, if you want to show what it is that you bring to the table, then this is where you want to go. Something that I aim to do week in and week out is bring you news stories that you may have missed, bring you an angle, bring you an opinion that you might not have seen somewhere else. That's my goal here. And today I'm going to be going over a video that was put out recently by Jack Mallers. And in this, he says two very important things. And one of those is easy to miss, but it is a huge, massive clue as to what is coming and why we are in the midst of a monetary change. You've heard it, you've seen it talked about online, you've seen people saying, oh, we're in the fourth turning, oh, there's a monetary shift coming, oh, all this change. But there isn't any real concrete evidence that people point to. They point to charts, like, okay, yeah, but what does that all mean? It's kind of abstract, it's a little bit hard for me to wrap my head around. What I'm going to show you today is hands down the best, unequivocal, without a doubt, anybody with any amount of IQ could go, oh, yeah, that is a little different. All right, before I get into that breakdown of Jack Mallers' video, I need to point you to this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because, as you can see, it's a big, long tweet. It's linked below. But Bob Burnett, Boomer BTC here, who's a Bitcoin evangelist, barefoot mining, he's been in Bitcoin for a hot minute, goes over all of this op return stuff. If you're curious what that means, why it matters, check out that tweet. Read it. It's not that long if you're sitting there and reading it, but it's too long for me to sit here and read to you. Does that make sense? All right, moving on. This is a tweet from one of the MSTR True North guys, Tim Kotzman, and he says, how are you preparing for May 2025? And this is echoing something that I have been feeling in my bones for a hot minute. He says, I'll go first. By tomorrow at 5 p.m., I'll have all the Bitcoin Treasuries podcast episodes for the month recorded and scheduled. Of course, I can record and publish more, but I think we're about to accelerate. I'm going to cue up what Jack says at the end of this video and the whole thing, that clue I was talking about, with what he says here at about the 41-minute mark. All right, let's take a listen.
The thesis for me is really this. You can make more of anything except Bitcoin. Like everything else in the world, theoretically, is abundant. What you want to do, theoretically, is store your time, energy, capital, labor in something that no one else can make more of.
This ties into what I'm going to talk about, that clue that I've hinted at a couple times directly. It's extremely important to understand that Jack Mallers understands Bitcoin. What he says there is at the very core of Bitcoin. If you're taking your time and energy, the stuff, the most important thing that you have, the well-being of yourself and the time in which you experience that well-being, and you're putting it into something that other people can mess with, that's a problem. That means that other people can effectively steal your time and energy. That's not cool. And in that short clip, Jack Mallers displays that he understands Bitcoin. It is something that can't be found. There's not more that somebody's going to dig up. You can't go and make more Bitcoin. There is what there is of it. Now, I'm going to go over one other tweet here real quick before I get into that thing that he talks about at the very end. That is that huge clue that I've teased a couple times now. This one is coming by way of Andrew at AP_abacus. He says, you don't own enough Bitcoin for what's coming. A wave like you've never seen. Reject TradFi models, embrace Bitcoin. Then he's got the triple orange green, and I'm guessing that's kind of a cryptic clue as to the whole area that we're in right now, and I think that we are in that, as Tim Kotzman said, accelerate mode. We are in the green, go, moon, locked in, aim, launch. Here is what I have been hinting at a few times now from Jack Mallers. This, if you have the eyes to see it, shows exactly why we are in the midst of such a big change. You ready? Pay attention.
Talking to the team behind the scenes. All right. Here's what I was asking Dill Pickle. For the show and some of the questions you guys have for me that I'm looking at. The reality is, my lawyers, I'm just trying to figure out the best way I can still, answer these and provide you guys, the experience of the Q&A on the show.
Did you catch it?
Without, while making my lawyers happy. So I'm going to end this one for now and get to some of these questions next week.
I imagine we have all been a part of some live stream, some video, maybe an apology from a CEO, and it feels a little forced, a little fake. Nothing about what I just witnessed felt fake. It didn't feel forced. It's a live stream, and he's doing it right there, right in front of you. And this is a guy that is at the head of both Strike and now a company that is going to have control of, to start, 42,000 Bitcoin. These are multiple $1 million companies, and in some cases, $1 billion companies. He's partnering with Howard Lutnick, the Secretary of Commerce. These are big, big players. But, and this is the clue, this is what hints at that monetary change, he's open about it. He is right there telling you, I'm talking to my lawyers. I need to make sure I don't say anything that could get me in hot water. But he's being upfront and transparent about it. That is what's different about these days. People can feel when somebody's being genuine or not. And so when a CEO gets on there and goes, well, I'm looking over at these questions here, and we got a lot of great questions, but I think we're going to wrap things up. I've got to move on today, and I'll see you guys next week. You go, that feels a little stilted. That feels a little bit odd. What did you read there? Whereas Jack Mallers just comes right out and says, he goes, yeah, so I'm talking to my team behind the scenes right now. Oh, that makes sense. I've never heard somebody just spell it out like that before. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, of course you would have a chat, a Slack channel, a Discord, whatever, a Signal, something going on where you're talking to lawyers. That makes, yeah, of course. And he's at the head of major Bitcoin companies. And Bitcoin is at the forefront of this monetary revolution that is coming down the pipeline as we live and breathe right now in the year 2025. Big changes are coming, and people like Jack are at the forefront of those changes. If you have the eyes to see what is happening right now on a daily basis, then you are very likely in a wonderful position to take advantage of what is coming. And if this is all brand new to you, then I encourage you to absolutely get those tickets right here. The Mining Disrupt Expo is, yes, a place for people that are in the business to connect with other people that are in the business, but it's also a really, really good place to connect with people that will teach you about the business if you are interested. And now is one of the best times, if not the best time, to be interested. I'll see you next week.